Have you ever read a tech report packed with some shocking statistic and thought, wait a minute, where did this actually come from? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the world of vendor-sponsored IT research. It's a world where the line between real objective information and just really sophisticated marketing can get incredibly blurry. Now, just so you know, this is part 6 of our deep dive into the report, Integrity Under Siege. It's a massive piece of work from Virtualization Options LLC, and it really lays bare the crisis happening in vendor-sponsored research. Okay, so let's get right into it. At the very heart of this whole thing is a fundamental conflict. You could call it a real double-edged sword when it comes to these sponsored reports. On the one hand, these reports promise us these incredibly valuable expert insights. I mean, they're everywhere, and they help people make sense of really complex tech. But on the other side, there's a huge peril, a hidden commercial agenda that can completely twist the findings. And that means people are making big decisions based on what's basically just marketing dressed up as science. So how does a problem like this even get started? Well, the report calls the root of it all a structural conflict of interest. And that's the perfect term, because it's baked into the system right from the very beginning. And this image, honestly, it just perfectly captures the core issue. Imagine you're in that boardroom. On one side of the table, you have the search for objective truth. But on the other side, you have the absolute need to protect profits and the company's reputation. When a company is paying for research on its own products, those two goals are just destined to collide. It's pretty much inevitable. Let's be super clear on what this means. A structural conflict of interest isn't just about one bad apple or one shady decision. No, it's when the entire system creates these competing loyalties. The person funding the study has a massive financial stake in getting a positive result, and that puts a ton of pressure on the researchers to deliver that outcome, no matter what the data actually says. This conflict gives the sponsors incredible power to shape the entire conversation before a single experiment is even run. They get to set the priorities, picking research questions that are designed to make their products look good. And just as importantly, they get to suppress topics that might be critical. Over time, this creates this totally skewed public record, where the only questions getting answered are the ones the vendors wanted us to ask in the first place. All right, so we've got the structural problem down. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's look at the actual playbook, the specific tactics that are used to manipulate the results of the research. It really boils down to 3 key moves. First, you've got cherry-picking data. Only showing the good stuff while the bad stuff disappears. Second, there's direct censorship and control through contracts. And third, they manufacture a false sense of consensus, using paid influencers to create the impression that everyone agrees with their message. Here's a perfect example of cherry-picking in the wild. A study comes out with a huge, grabby headline. 88% of businesses are hemorrhaging IT costs. The language is designed to be alarming, right? It creates fear and urgency. But it's not a balanced analysis. It's a marketing claim, designed to sell you a solution to a problem they just invented for you. And the contract, well, that's the vendor's ultimate weapon. They put clauses in there that force researchers to submit all their work for review before it gets published. That gives the sponsor the power to demand changes, to soften critical language, or to just kill the report entirely if the findings aren't what they wanted. Let's be honest, that's not science, that's PR control. So what's the end result of all these tactics? Well, this chart here paints a really vivid picture. The public gets flooded with positive findings. Look at that, about 75% of what gets published. But the negative results, the ones that might say a product has flaws, a lot of those just vanish. They get buried or watered down into mixed results, or they never see the light of day at all. This isn't the real picture. It's a carefully curated one. Okay, so who cares, right? Why does any of this actually matter? Well, it matters because this skewed information creates a cascade of consequences that ends up affecting our entire society. First off, it creates what's known as a chilling effect on the researchers themselves. Academic freedom gets put at risk. Young researchers who desperately need funding to build a career are forced into an impossible choice between their own integrity and their professional survival. The real danger here is that our academic institutions risk becoming just another arm of corporate PR. And from there, look at this direct line from flawed research straight to bad public policy. Policymakers trying to regulate complex tech, they rely on these reports, but the input they're getting is flawed, the analysis is biased, and so the policies they create end up being ineffective or even harmful because they were based on marketing materials, not on objective facts. But the biggest, broadest impact is a full-blown credibility crisis. When people can no longer tell the difference between real research and a clever ad, they start to lose trust in all science. Every study becomes suspect, and that erosion of trust is an incredibly dangerous thing for society. And just look at the scale of this problem in a field as critical as artificial intelligence. A staggering 80% of papers at the top AI conferences have corporate ties. When one perspective is that dominant, the really tough questions about ethics, bias, and societal harm can easily get pushed aside in favor of a much more vendor-friendly narrative. Which brings us to this final, critical question. In a world where so much of the information we get is actually a very sophisticated marketing tool, how do we, as critical thinkers, find what's actually true?
Everything we've covered in this explainer was based on the Integrity Under Siege report from Virtualization Options LLC. I hope it gives you something to think about the next time you see a big headline-grabbing tech report. Thanks for watching.